Hi friend, how are you? It's Pat Sloan and we are here for April activities on day 25, Saturday, day 25. Tomorrow is Sunday and I'm going to have the May challenge calendar and a little surprise. I'm excited about the surprise. So what do we got today on the 25th? Our challenge is tell me about your first quilt. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Don't we love first quilt stories? So what I want you to do is tell me who you made your first quilt for. Do you still have it? Was it, does the person still have it? Do you still know them? A lot of people make them for a baby and they give it to, it's often not a baby in their family. They might make it for a friend's baby, so they may not have even kept track of where that went, the first quilt. So I will link you below here at the video to my first quilt story. But I'm going to give you a bonus here now, tell you about the part that's not in there. It's actually quite funny, my first quilt, because I made it a long time ago. I made a bedspread is basically what I was making. And then I didn't quilt for a long time after that. But before I made my official first quilt, which you can see in my Teach Me to Quilt book, if you have that, you can look in the front, you'll see my official first quilt, which I took a class for. Before I took the class, I was not sure I was going to like this. My friend Gwen said I should learn to quilt, and I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not going to cut all that stuff up and sew it back together. That's just not for me. Because I'd already made this one other quilt. And she goes, no, you're going to love it. So what I did, she took me to the quilt shop. She already quilted, by the way. So she took me to the quilt shop to look around and to sign up. And I thought, well, before I sign up for this, 12-week all by hand cardboard template learn to quilt class, I want to try something else. So they had a miniatures class. Miniatures, so a little tiny quilt like this. Somewhere I have that. If I can find it, I'll show it on one of the future dailies here. So what I did is I also didn't want to use, I made clothing, so I didn't really have quilting cotton. I had wools and poly blends and some other stuff, and really not anything I wanted to try in that class. So they had a bin of, it's sale fabric, fat quarters, I guess is what they were. And you only needed 2 fabrics. So I picked out 2 that weren't very pretty. And I remember thinking to myself, well, I don't want to spend money. This is just to try it. And I just get some, this fabric must be the ugly fabric because it's in here and it's on sale. That was how my brain worked. I figured fabric that was on sale had to be the fabric nobody was buying, that this wasn't the nice fabric. But I thought that's okay because I'm only doing this to try it out. So I bought 2 pieces of what I considered ugly fabric to do this little miniature quilt. And I'll find it. I've seen it recently up there in the stacks. So I'll see if I can bring it down one of these dailies. Okay, so yesterday I told you about making the rainbow quilt, Andre tutte bene, everything will be okay quilt, little mini rainbow quilt. And so I didn't mention that, it'd be most fun if you make it and share it online, because yes, we know that hanging it in our window, many of us, will have a limited number of people who see it hanging in our window, but even the limited number, it will be very joyful and hopeful if they do see it. But before you hang it in your window, share it online, because that's where we really get our big community is online. So the page where you download the pattern, you can share it there too. I've got a quilt show. I opened up a quilt show there that'll be open for me to use for all different things that we do. So you'll see the same one, it'll show up, and it'll have a variety of projects of mine that people make. So it's starting out though with the rainbows. So I want you to download it and make this. Okay, tell me yes, 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 nod your heads. And for those of you who are afraid to do blanket stitch or don't know how or think you're going to mess up, you don't have to do that. You can just do a straight stitch. So this is, I'm just going to hold it here a second. You should be able to res it in on the purple. You can see the straight stitches. And that is the easiest way to applique. You know how to do a straight stitch. So just straight stitch the rainbow. and then you will be done. And if you don't know how to do I did free motion quilting on mine, but if you don't know how to do free motion, then just do lines across with your walking foot. That's it. And this is only 18 inches. It'll take you a day to make it. It doesn't take long. So, and if you don't do the embroidery, if you don't want to embroider any words, or if you just want to embroider hope or write your own message, or no message, just do the rainbow. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing all of your rainbows show up. Yes, 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 yes. The other thing that came in that I'm so excited about is that because we have all kinds of new things starting eventually here, I wanted to get the Baby Charming quilt made. There it is, and it's quilted. Up, 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 up. It is a big quilt. That is a sampler for the sew along, and we've done, I think, three parts of it. And basically, we're using the book. I'll hold it over here so you can see. So we're using the sampler book, the quilt to make a sampler. Several blocks from each of the quilts in the book from my friend Melissa Corey wrote. So this book is so much fun because all of those blocks are amazing in a single quilt. They just turn out so beautiful, and I love the sampler version that we are doing. I just think it is so neat. So I'm going to leave it up there on the wall so I can look at it. It just came back. And I'm going to put Aqua Binding on it. I have solid Aqua on the back because that's what I had enough of. I wasn't going to buy any fabric. So plus solids are very economical, and so for backing it's really nice. I wish had something else maybe, but no, it turned out really nice. I like it. So there is the Baby Charming, and we're doing a section every week. So I think there's 3 more weeks, 3 more Wednesdays of sections for the sampler, and it's blocks from one of the quilts, 2 of the quilts each week. So each week are 2 of the quilts. Yes, I got all those words out. Some days it's like, they weren't all coming out smoothly there. All right, so because I wanted to get that finished because there's I've been mentioning that there was another sampler coming up with the Fat Quarter Shop. And you may have seen them post it, but you didn't see me post it yet. So now is the time. They have finally, I shouldn't say finally, should I? But I am. They finally wrote their second Jolly Bar book. Yes! I love the Jolly Bar. So if you don't know what a Jolly Bar is, this is a Jolly Bar. So basically, the Jolly Bars are like half of a layer cake or 2 two charm packs. So it's 5 by 10. So half of a layer cake. So if I had like this, if I had 2 of them, if I had 2 of them, that would be like a layer cake size. They all come with their own pattern, but they also have now 2 books, two books. The sampler for this that we're going to do a sew along, you need, what do we need? You need 1 Jolly Bar and then some fabric, which I'll link up. I would do this on Sunday's post also, but it's also below here, linked below here. But on Sunday's post, I'll also write about this. So this is what the sampler looks like. And we had a little change of date due to some, scheduling things. So it'll start May 21st. Yes, so you got plenty of time to either look for a layer cake you have and use half of it, look for 2 charm packs you have, which may not work because you need this length, but half of a layer cake, or cut your own, or buy your favorite and something you've been looking at. If you've never tried a Jolly Bar, they're super cute. Mine are going to be made with canning days, and so here's the sampler, right? And it is much smaller than the Baby Charming. So the Baby Charming is a nice big quilt. I mean, you could really cuddle up in that one. This is 51 by 56, so I would call it a little bit more towards a child size or wall hanging size. There's sort of a smaller quilt. It's still a nice size though. Here are some of the butterfly blocks from doing the canning jar. Isn't that cute? Look at the stripe. I loved putting the stripe in there. Look. So what I did was use a pale yellow really, really pale yellow to go with the canning jar fabric. It is so pretty. So I'll link you up to this. But I also want to show you some other fabrics that are really nice. Like these have the blue. Wait a second, I gotta get into it a little better. Okay, so you've got the blue and that green, the dark blue, and the beiges. Wait a second. There's the beiges. So those are the colors for this Harvest Road, which a lot of people have made quilts with the Harvest Road. They all turn out amazing. And then I also got a Jolly Bar from my friend Joanna. I love Fig Trees fabrics, and this has sort of the pinky red and a real ivory color, and then what do I got in there? So this sort of greeny teal. Yeah, so it's not aqua, it's more green teal, and a gray. So I will open these up for sometime soon and show you the fabrics a little bit better. But what you're going to want to do is get your Jolly Bar and get your book, so you have it, and then some yardage. So down below is a link to download the supply list. Yes, it's good. That one's going to be so fun, so fun. I had to do those blocks just to show you, get you excited, and it starts May 21st now, so it'll be super fun, easy with it being nice. You'll probably be doing some outside work, but these are an easy sew, not so many of them every week as the Baby Charming. Okay, my stay-at-home block, I didn't forget. What do I got? Metals. This is a really old fabric. Lizzie House, I don't know if you follow her, she did lots of very quirky, cool fabrics for, I think for Andover for quite a few years. Then she sort of retired from that, and she does other things. If you can find her on Instagram still. She's had a baby recently. But her fabric, this one with the metals or the ribbons, the blue ribbons. So if you want a blue ribbon for anything, excuse me, I'm not sure if I have, maybe in high school. I don't do much competition stuff, so I don't have ribbons, but tell me about yours. And challenge today, tell me about your first quilt. I love you. Have a super day, and I will see you online.